philanthropic because
I am philanthropic because
I'm philanthropic because
I am philanthropic because
Cover My Meds is philanthropic because we're stronger together.
I am philanthropic because I have the God-given ability to give back.
I am philanthropic because I believe in the power of our community, and I believe that every member of our community has a responsibility to give their time, talent, and treasure to build a better tomorrow for our community.
I'm philanthropic because I know it fills my heart and improves the community.
I'm philanthropic because I believe each one of us are one instance away from needing somebody's help.
I'm philanthropic because when you're helping others, it not only is good for your soul, it's good for your city and community.
we're philanthropic because it is our responsibility to leave our communities better than when we met them. At Hexion, we call that responsible chemistry.
I was taught as a young child that giving to others who are less fortunate and to organizations that needed our help, we should support.
We are philanthropic because we have had good fortune in our lives, and we believe that we can make a difference, even in our 70s, in our community.
I am philanthropic because I'm a Muslim mother, driven by my faith, Islam and Holy Quran. That tells me to uplift the children and needy in our communities, and that's what I do.
I am philanthropic because it is a blessing to help others and have the opportunity to make a positive impact.
Hello everyone, I'm Matt Barnes from NBC4 and welcome to the 29th Annual National Philanthropy Day Awards. It is my honor to serve as MC for the 5th year. Wow. This event brings us together to celebrate philanthropy, those who give of their time, their talents, their resources, and mostly give from their hearts. You don't have to be a multi-millionaire to be a philanthropist. Anyone can be one just by helping others with their time, talent, or treasure. We're talking even those modest gifts. Well, that can make you a philanthropist. Do you volunteer? Are you giving of your time to support a particular cause? Well, if you are, use the chat box right here. You can send us a message and participate in the conversation about philanthropy. Tell us what motivates you to be a philanthropist. This annual celebration is presented by the Central Ohio chapter of the Association of Fundraising Professionals, or AFP. You're going to hear that a lot. Let's welcome the volunteer president for this year, Kay Wilson.
Thanks, Matt. Welcome to this annual celebration of philanthropy. AFP is a 31,000-member international organization that empowers individuals and organizations to practice ethical fundraising through professional education, networking, research, and advocacy. Here in Central Ohio, we are consistently in the top 25 AFP chapters, which speaks highly to the strong philanthropic values we have here in Central Ohio. With thousands of nonprofits right here in Central Ohio, our members are working to improve our neighbors' quality of life by encouraging ethical fundraising. We very much appreciate you joining us for the celebration of giving here in Central Ohio. Later in the program, you'll discover there are lots of ways that you can participate today. But let's get started. Matt?
Today, we are recognizing 8 amazing honorees who are role models in philanthropy. Clearly, there are many hundreds of thousands of people here in Ohio who dedicate their time and resources to helping our community, and we thank all of them for what they do to make Central Ohio a better, more giving place to live. Now, although we are highlighting 8 honorees who are making a big difference here, we also encourage you to be a philanthropist in whatever way fits into your life. Giving back makes all of us feel better, right? The research actually shows that people who give back, whether they're volunteering or giving of their money, they live happier lives and actually live longer. So there's no downside to being part of this growing movement. Now, we'll have more information on where and how you can make a difference later, but now let's jump in and meet our first honoree, the Central Ohio AFP Outstanding Philanthropist. Here's Angela Parsons, Vice President of Donor Services and Development at the Columbus Foundation.
Philanthropists come in many shapes and sizes. Most of us think of those who give away millions of dollars, and we're thankful that there are people who do. But there are also people who give modest amounts, and they're philanthropists too. Some philanthropists give of their time. They're great volunteers who really help an organization meet their mission. And some volunteers give of their talents. like a lawyer who volunteers for a nonprofit and gives them free legal advice. The person receiving this year's Outstanding Philanthropist Award, sponsored by the Columbus Foundation, has done all of these things. She's been a volunteer, giving over 18,000 hours to her favorite organization. She's given of her talents, cooking hundreds, perhaps thousands of meals from her own kitchen, and she's been a generous financial supporter, giving over the years some $80,000 to her organization. The Central Ohio AFP Outstanding Philanthropist Award goes to Zurka Abid. Zurka Abid is a Muslim, Pakistani-American woman who has made it her mission to serve the needs of immigrant and Muslim refugee youth in our community. She began My Project USA in her kitchen in 2015, providing meals to those in need. Zurka has taken a unique approach of working with young people to develop their leadership skills, and then having them run the My Project USA's programs so they learn even more leadership skills. Through her efforts, in just 6 years, My Project USA has served over 150,000 individuals in our community. They've provided 3.5 million meals and snacks. They've engaged 3,500 volunteers and youth activists. They've trained and employed 170 youth and adults, and even recruited 250 league soccer players. Zurka is a true philanthropist. Not only is she a donor, but a volunteer and someone who shares her talents as well. She gives with her heart. She sees a problem, she works to solve it. Ladies and gentlemen, the AFP Outstanding Philanthropist Award for 2021 goes to Zurka Abid.
I learned about philanthropy from Holy Quran at a very young age. When I started understanding the meaning was in different classes, and I understood that it's a huge reward for us whenever we are sharing our wealth with people who are needy in our communities, who need help. I started on my current journey of philanthropy when I was actually running a nationwide project to address domestic violence. In 2013, I learned about a gang of Muslim men that they were arrested in Columbus, Ohio, and they were trafficking Muslim minor girls from Columbus to Nashville, Tennessee and Minnesota. There were girls who were running away from parental abuse, and they ended up with truck drivers and they were being trafficked. I'm learning about it 3 years later, and I felt that this is something that we need to do something about it. I sat down with my husband and I talked to him about that I would need to drop my paid projects and my role in our company that I co-own with him, and I started working in the neighborhoods and with initiative that we launched, and we are going on, and this is our 7th year now. I support all social, economic and environmental justice issues. My mission is to make sure that the at-risk children within our communities are supported, they are protected and empowered. The philanthropic missions that I have not achieved yet is that I want to see youth empowerment centers and libraries in all different neighborhoods where they are needed the most. I want to make sure that our children have access to all kind of support system that other children in normal neighborhoods have. I'm very, very impressed by our NBA basketball player LeBron James and his I Promise schoolwork that he's doing in Akron. I follow it very closely. I don't have that kind of wealth, but if I did, I would be doing that in Central Ohio and beyond and other places. The organization I suggest people to support is My Project USA. With their time, talent, their contribution, they can help us change the world for hundreds of thousands of children who are right now trapped in gangs and pimps and all kind of other activities in the middle of the Columbus, Ohio. Ohio ranks number 4th in human trafficking. I am philanthropic because I'm a Muslim mother driven by my faith, Islam and Holy Quran. That tells me to uplift the children and needy in our communities, and that's what I do.
Congratulations, Zerka Abid, on being named Central Ohio AFP's Outstanding Philanthropist. And thank you to the Columbus Foundation for sponsoring this prestigious award. We are being hosted today by the wonderful folks here at COSI, the Center of Science and Industry in downtown Columbus. It is so much fun going through here. The exhibits, pushing all the buttons, turning the dials. It's whether you're a kid or a kid at heart, this is where you want to be. It is just plain fun. So again, thank you, COSI, for being such a gracious host for this event.
Welcome. COSI is pleased to partner with the Association of Fundraising Professionals Central Ohio chapter as the host of National Philanthropy Day 2021. We're so glad you could join us for today's event to recognize and celebrate what donors make possible.
National Philanthropy Day is the perfect opportunity to recognize donor support. For COSI, after a 15-month closure, we were finally able to reopen on June the 3rd, thanks to many crucial donor partnerships, both long-standing and new, that sustained us. While our doors may have been closed,
we never stopped serving the community. Thanks to donors, we were able to continue advancing our vision and mission to engage, inspire, and transform lives and communities by being the best partner in science, technology, and industry learning, including launching a digital portal called COSI Connects and distributing free STEM kits to learners in need all across our community.
In partnership with WSU, we also debuted QED with Dr. B, a prime-time television show that creates a whole new educational ecosystem, connecting our on-site, off-site, and online offerings. We've been able to reinvent what COSI can be beyond our walls and into the community.
None of this would have been possible without the faithful support of generous and visionary donors. As a lifeblood for so many of us, philanthropy was essential, and the impact of donor generosity can never be underestimated. COSI is immensely grateful.
Today, as we gather to recognize this year's honorees, we celebrate the resilient power of community and philanthropy. Thank you to the Association of Fundraising Professionals for today's inspiring event.
Thanks again, COSI, for being wonderful partners in this award program. We truly do appreciate it. Now, let's turn to our AFP Outstanding Small Business Philanthropist Award, presented to a local corporation with less than 500 employees who demonstrates outstanding commitment through giving and the encouragement and motivation of others to participate in philanthropy, including its employees. Rooted in responsible chemistry, our recipient this year is a leading specialty chemical company. During the early days of the pandemic, this company didn't sit back and wait, but instead listened to what the nonprofit community needed and then rose to the challenge. For instance, when the Columbus Early Learning Centers couldn't host children in their classrooms and their clients didn't have the sanitizing items necessary to keep them safe, our honoree created drive-through drop-off centers for them. Not going to keep you in suspense any longer. The company we are honoring is Hexion. And Hexion is philanthropic and promotes philanthropy among its employees. For instance, 120 of their staff participated in the American Heart Association Heart Walk. And the company, recognizing the impact of the pandemic, increased its own giving by 150%. Hexion also created Hexion Cares Day, a day when employees could go out and volunteer at the nonprofit of their choosing while also getting paid. Not a bad trade-off, right? This year's AFP Small Business Philanthropist Award honoree is Hexion.
Hexion has a rich history of over 100 years of supporting organizations here in Central Ohio. As a chemical company, we're more than just that. We're really focused on strengthening the bonds within all of our communities, wherever we are. We're philanthropic because it is our responsibility to leave our communities better than when we met them. At Hexion, we call that responsible chemistry. As a chemical company, we're proud to support many STEM organizations. As a company based and founded on science, it's important for us to support science, technology, education, and math. We're proud to support many organizations such as schools and hospitals, the American Red Cross, Pelotonia, and many more. For example, this past year, the American Red Cross continued with their blood banks and their blood drives, which is more important than ever. Unfortunately, the American Red Cross was in need of an equipment replacement. Hexion proudly stepped up to replace that piece of machinery. It's important that we meet our constituents, those in our community, where they are, and support them in their time of need. At Hexion, we believe all organizations do great work, but it's important for individuals to find organizations that they're passionate about. Find that passion, dive into it, and learn how you can support it with your time, talent, and treasure. We're looking forward to another 100 years of rich giving and volunteer support.
Congratulations, Hexion, for being named the AFP Outstanding Small Business Philanthropist this year. Clearly a well-deserved honor. You know, we are honoring some great philanthropists today who have volunteered and donated to area nonprofits to make life better for others. You can also honor someone too by making a tribute, and here's how to do that.
Hi, I'm Brittany. Central Ohio AFP loves honoring the philanthropists here in Greater Columbus area. And you can honor someone too by placing an AFP tribute. Perhaps there is someone you want to recognize who's doing good work in your neighborhood, or a teacher who is inspiring his or her students to volunteer, or an organization that you think is doing amazing work lifting people up. If you're watching this program live, just look for the Make a Tribute button below this window. You may have to push the escape button to get out of the full screen. Or you can go to National Philanthropy Day website, mpdcbus.org, anytime. There you will find the Make a Tribute button. You'll be able to share your message of gratitude or even upload a brief video. We will post your tribute and let the person or organization you admire know of your admiration. And when you make a contribution to create your honorees tribute, the tax-deductible funds will go to scholarships. Thank you for recognizing people who are philanthropic here, where we live. And thanks for all the philanthropists who make our community better for all.
I hope you'll join the celebration by honoring someone you admire, an individual, a group, an organization, by making a tribute. Now, let's honor the AFP Outstanding Volunteer Fundraising Group for 2021. 100 years ago this last month, 30 women got together and made a gift to Otterbein University. That $5,000 gift, worth about $75,000 in today's dollars, was presented to honor outstanding women alumni of the university, and thus the Westerville Otterbein Women's Club was born. The group started by hosting teas for new faculty, students, and university guests, and soon that expanded to providing luncheons and picnics. Well, over the past 100 years, the group has greatly expanded their involvement, supporting needy students and providing scholarship dollars. They even established an on-campus thrift shop, and this novel business gives students access to modestly priced items they need and generates much-needed scholarship support. How great is that? The shop is completely volunteer-run too and staffed. This group of women are true philanthropists, providing resources and volunteer efforts to advance their favorite university, making them an outstanding choice for the AFP Outstanding Volunteer Fundraising Group for 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, the Westerville Otterbein Women's Club.
The Otterbein Women's Club started in 1921 in Dayton and Columbus. The reason the group got together was to help students in the university, share with them with their expenses and everything that activities. For scholarships, we have raised $1 million. A few years ago, we gave it to the university, and now we're starting on our second million.
The thrift shop, I don't know when it started exactly, but we raise the money that we take in goes to scholarship fund. We get the clothing and items from various people in the community, just drop it off on our back porch at the shop, and then we have people that come in and go through it all and sort it and price it, and then it's got a price on it, and then we sell it. At the thrift shop we sell clothing, just all kinds of things. If I'm there about 3 or 4 times a week, just making sure that everything is priced and looking good.
We have people coming in from all over the state, people coming in. I've heard about your thrift shop.
The reason I went to Otterbein, first of all, my mom and dad went to Otterbein, and so it seemed like the place to go. Not only my parents, but my relatives, my children, and then my grandchildren are also graduates of Otterbein.
I would think a main goal is to give money to the university, but to make sure that the students receive that money also in scholarships and whatever way that we can help them. That's our goal. We constantly are asking people to join. Our president comes over to the thrift shop, shops himself.
And drops some clothing and stuff off. We have about 35 people that are on our list. They work behind the scenes, quite a number of them. We are also this year getting a lot of Otterbein students coming in and helping us with technology and how things are run, and this is what you need to do to improve it, and they're helping immensely.
The National Philanthropy Day party continues. Visit the virtual photo booth sponsored by Gettler Associates, or explore area nonprofits sponsored by United Way of Central Ohio. Enjoy music for your party with Kevin Higgins, a wonderful jazz violinist. Enjoy!
Hi, I'm Patty Hyatt, Chair of the National Philanthropy Day Sponsorship Committee for AFP. As with any nonprofit organization, sponsors are so important. They are a measure of the community support for an organization. But more importantly, they make it possible so that contributed dollars can go directly toward the mission, in this case, to scholarships. Please join me in thanking the sponsors of this AFP National Philanthropy Day celebration. Thanks to our major sponsors, including the Columbus Foundation for underwriting the AFP Outstanding Philanthropist Award, and Big Lots for underwriting the AFP Outstanding Volunteer Philanthropist, the United Way of Central Ohio for underwriting the Explore Area Nonprofits portion of our website. Now, let's take a look at the list of our other sponsors as of November 10th. Naming sponsors, award sponsors, tribute sponsors, celebration sponsors, community sponsors. To see a complete list of our sponsors, please visit npdcbus.org/sponsor. And please join me in thanking them for their generosity. Thank you.
Thank you again to our generous sponsors. They are really making this National Philanthropy Day celebration possible. Now, let's turn to an award presented by Charitable Gift Planners of Central Ohio. This recognition, the Leave a Legacy Award, highlights individuals who have been generous in their lifetimes and in addition have made a commitment to giving beyond their lifetimes. They may have made provisions in their wills or established a planned giving vehicle like a charitable gift annuity or charitable trust. Well, today we wish to honor a couple who have been longtime supporters of the arts in Central Ohio, Zoe and Jack Johnstone. Residents of the Short North since 1986, they are driven by a desire to stimulate creativity and foster collaboration and position Central Ohio as a powerful arts incubator. You know, music is a passion for Jack and Zoe. Zoe is an accomplished pianist, and Jack grew up playing violin and classical guitar, eventually earning a PhD in musicology from OSU's School of Music before becoming a successful businessman. You know, many arts and cultural institutions have benefited from Jack and Zoe's generosity. Their funding has empowered arts organizations to collaborate, take creative risks, attract world-renowned talent, experiment with some non-traditional venues, and open their doors to new and diverse audiences and artists. The Johnstones will carry on their legacy of thoughtful and creative giving through several significant planned gifts, which will ultimately support students in OSU's School of Music. It will provide ongoing funding for new music and establish a fund that will support nonprofit organizations in perpetuity. Ladies and gentlemen, this year's Leave a Legacy Award goes to Jack and Zoe Johnstone.
We got started because many years ago I was a single mom and I was on food stamps. And I was always grateful for that. And it was always in my mind that the first thing I needed to do when I had a little money was to give to a food bank or something like that. When we came here, we gave to Mid-Ohio Food Bank, and that was our first venture into philanthropy.
Zoe and I met 50 years ago, almost, in college, studying music. And what we learned was that music brings everybody together. There's no one who's more important, and there's no one who's less important. It's the equality of all people in your ensemble, whether it's a marching band, whether it's an orchestra, whether it's a choir. Everyone contributes equally to to the success of the group. What we learned when we moved to the Short North in 1985 was that what makes a difference in a neighborhood like this, an old neighborhood that was struggling at the time, was the participation of every community member.
It's about participation. You have to participate to be counted, and I think that's where we are in our society. We need to participate. Everybody needs to participate any way they can.
And we spent a lot of time and a lot of energy working with our neighbors to make a difference in the neighborhood. And to us, that is what philanthropy is all about. You know, whatever you have to offer, whether it's your time, your energy, your imagination, if you bring that to the neighborhood, to the community, to your city, that is what philanthropy does for the world.
And it is not about money. It's never about money. If it's a good idea, money happens. That's what we learned.
So one of the things about the Short North that is special, I think, for us, and Columbus as well, is that art plays a huge role in the community. It's art galleries, it's busker musicians, it's people painting murals, it's theater. They have creativity, they have energy, they have time. So gradually what we decided to focus on was supporting art in the community. We are philanthropic because we have had good fortune in our lives, and we believe that we can make a difference, even in our 70s, in our community.
Some philanthropists plan for the future by putting a nonprofit organization in their will or creating a planned gift vehicle, as our last honoree did. However, some philanthropists plan for the future by establishing a foundation to provide permanence to their giving. Today's AFP Outstanding Foundation Award is a shining example of that. Formed in 1996 by their children, Ron Alford and Barbara Alford Cantlin, the John and Mary Alford Foundation has served the people and communities in Licking County and Central Ohio for more than 25 years. The mission of the foundation is to carry on the philanthropic spirit of John and Mary Alford, with an emphasis on improving and enhancing the quality of life through the support of educational, social, religious, and cultural programs. The foundation has supported a wide range of nonprofit organizations, including the Licking Memorial Hospital, Dawes Arboretum, the Boys and Girls Club of Newark, the Hospice of Central Ohio, the Licking County Library, and many more. When the Licking County American Red Cross needed a new vehicle, the Alford Foundation rose to the challenge and purchased it for them. When the Central Ohio Technical College and Ohio State Newark needed to expand STEM education, the Alford Foundation rose to the challenge once again and provided a $2.5 million lead gift for a new building. Ladies and gentlemen, the AFP Outstanding Foundation Philanthropists, the John and Mary Alford Foundation.
I learned about philanthropy from my parents. My sister and I, who created the foundation, were both raised that way, that we grew up with the importance of knowing to not only give back, but give forward. Well, yeah, my philanthropic journey basically started through my parents, probably when we were 8 or 10, and we were putting quarters into the offering plate at church. And, you know, we saw our parents always giving to various organizations within the community. And you grow up with that, you learn from that. The current philanthropic interest, and they've always been that since we created the foundation in 1998, is to support nonprofits in the Licking County area with capital projects, scholarship. We do not do operational giving, but our goals remain the same. As far as what we'd like to accomplish with the foundation is continuing to support organizations that have impact on as many people as possible. Our goal is to be as impactful as possible with as large a base of the Licking County community as we can. And I do think it's best to put your philanthropic dollars into long-lasting endeavors, endowments for scholarship, endowments for support of organizations over a long term, and capital, something that lasts.
You've probably heard about the Make a Tribute button. There, you can recognize someone or some organization you really admire for the good works they're doing. It's a great way to make sure somebody gets credit for helping us through this wonderful adventure we call life. And here's another one of my favorite, the Music for Your Party button. Here you'll find a wonderful musician who is performing dance music and contemporary tunes so you can continue your celebration. Finally, there's a button to learn more about AFP and the programs we have to offer. You'll find that there's lots of resources to help you and your organization raise more contributions in ethical ways. Some of the buttons will be disabled during the main program, the main awards program, but if so, I assure you they'll be active again right after the program ends. We hope you enjoy the Association of Fundraising Professionals 2021 National Philanthropy Day celebration. Thank you, and join us in being a philanthropist.
Hi, I'm Amanda Liu, Chapter Administrator for AFP Central Ohio. I'm amazed at the stories of giving and service that I have heard from talking with the honorees of our National Philanthropy Day celebration. It has been incredible to see and feel the commitment to social good that grows in our community. Whether you are a member of AFP, you serve at a nonprofit, or are a donor or volunteer, we are here to celebrate you and support you. I invite you to learn more about AFP and the programs that we have to help the nonprofit professionals, board members, and teams do a better job finding the resources needed to support their development and their mission. You can contact me at administrator@centralohioafp.org or log on to our website, centralohioafp.org, to learn more about the ways that AFP Central Ohio can empower you and your favorite nonprofit organization.
As part of AFP's National Philanthropy Day celebration, we'd like to recognize an outstanding professional fundraiser who has helped nonprofits secure the resources they need to be successful. And I am happy to share that this year's recipient has dedicated 22 years to the world of nonprofits, not only as a professional fundraiser, but also as a volunteer. This year's recipient, Dana F. Lawrence, has worked with a variety of nonprofit organizations, including the Catholic Diocese of Columbus, the Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, the American Lung Association, Ohio Right to Life, and most recently, the Westerville Area Resource Ministry, or WARM. Dana started her position at WARM just weeks before the COVID-19 pandemic started. She had just enough time to meet the staff and volunteers when things were shut down. And Dana saw this as an opportunity and started asking the community to support those who were less fortunate. The result? About $1 million in funding, which helped meet the 30% increase in demand for WARM's services. A member of the AFP Central Ohio chapter since 2003, Dana is a certified fundraising executive, or CFRE, and also has completed coursework toward the Chartered Advisor in Philanthropy credential. I am pleased to share that the 2021 AFP Outstanding Fundraising Professional is Dana F. Lawrence.
I learned about philanthropy through my family, and its foundation is rooted in my Catholic faith. I was taught that we are all created to know, love, and serve God, and we do that best by interfacing with the world, by giving back through our time, talent, and treasure, and offering those time, talent, and treasure to our community. My own personal philanthropic interests lie in my faith and in the social service programs that support other people in need. A lot of those organizations are hospitals, educational institutions, and local nonprofits. What I love about philanthropy is the breadth of opportunities you have to really invest in social change. I love being able to help other people help the world be better. And by doing so, they can invest in a meaningful way that produces social change. That's what philanthropy is all about. It's not about charity. Charity is helping by giving someone food so that they're not hungry. Philanthropy is helping them to figure out how they get food on their table every single day. That's the bigger picture. And whether it be education or health or spiritual, it's all the same because you're helping people to help themselves or to help a cause get better. Personally, I think that you should really take heart in the philanthropic causes that mean the most to you. For me, that's my faith, and that's in education. And so I tell people when they are thinking about philanthropy to think about where they'd like to have the most amount of impact in their community based on their own personal interests. Well, the reasons that I personally support education and my faith-based organizations is because it's part of my everyday life. I find that being philanthropic is really centered in being authentic.
Hi, I'm Mamie. Whether you're a fundraiser, board member, volunteer, executive director, or consultant, AFP provides benefits that enhances your ability to help our local nonprofit community. There's education, networking with other nonprofit professionals, and a bevy of membership resources, including a code of ethical behavior to ensure you and your nonprofit raise money in the most ethical way possible. Find out more about becoming a member. Contact me at membership@centralohioafp.org. Thanks.
Congratulations once again, Dana, and thank you for all that you do to help nonprofit organizations in our community raise the philanthropic dollars needed to serve those in need. All right, now it's time to turn to our AFP Outstanding Large Corporation Award. And Cover My Meds, boy, are they driven and inspired by their core principles: be selfless and do the right thing. These principles have made philanthropy and giving back to the community an essential part of the company's culture. Recognized by People magazine as one of the top 50 companies that care, Cover My Meds has demonstrated philanthropic leadership. Here's one example. When the COVID-19 pandemic began, Equitas Health had to adapt quickly to safely deliver primary care, behavioral health, and other important services to thousands of clients. Cover My Meds wasted no time, quickly funding the new telehealth and telecounseling platforms. With that support, Equitas was able to move 95% of its patients to telemedicine within a week. And throughout the pandemic, Cover My Meds has prioritized philanthropic support for basic essential needs. They have made major grants to the Mid-Ohio Food Collective, the YWCA, the Community Shelter Board, and Ronald McDonald House Charities, among others. Thanks to Cover My Meds, YMCA's Stable Families program helped more than 2,000 adults and families have a safe place to live. Over 50 healthcare workers and first responders had childcare as well, and more than 3,000 families received meals. And they engaged their employees in philanthropy. Cover My Meds' Pelotonia team has raised more than $347,000 to date, with 160 team members raising $133,000 in 2020 alone. Ladies and gentlemen, the AFP Outstanding Large Corporation Award goes to Cover My Meds.
Cover My Meds' philanthropic journey really started right from the beginning in 2008. We've always had a presence near and downtown Columbus, and we've always wanted to serve the communities where we live, work, and play. Today, we call Franklinton our home, and so the Franklinton community and the nearby Hilltop is really near and dear to us, but we've long given back even before our campus was located there. Some of our partners include Equitas Health, Gladden Community House, Dress for Success Columbus, Homeless Families Foundation, just to name a few. Cover My Meds supports community collaborators who promote racial equity and justice, education, health and wellness, and workforce readiness. These specific areas are important to us because health and wellness, of course, is in our wheelhouse. It's part of our DNA and who we are. Racial equity and justice, we've long supported a series of diverse organizations, but it's becoming increasingly important to our employees, to our communities, and for us to raise our voices to help support
everyone. The reason we support those areas is we are listening to our neighbors and meeting the needs of our communities, our business, and our employees. And finding the sweet spot where those things intersect is the way that we can have the biggest impact. And so as our company continues to grow, we'll work with community leaders to ensure that we're meeting the needs of the community and the employees there. When people ask me how to get started to support different organizations and where they should start, I always recommend BESA. They've been a longtime partner of Cover My Meds. Since our partnership with them, for many years, our employees have volunteered over 6,000 hours. But they're a great way to kind of identify your passions and interests, and they'll recommend opportunities for you to get involved. Cover My Meds is philanthropic because we're stronger together.
Hello, I'm Lisa Cordes, President and CEO of United Way of Central Ohio. The United Way is pleased to partner with the Association of Fundraising Professionals on this year's National Philanthropy Day celebration. Both organizations are improving the lives of people who live in the greater Columbus area by encouraging people to give, advocate, and volunteer with our local nonprofit organizations. We are so glad to be the sponsor of the Explore Area Nonprofits Room, so that you can learn more about the nonprofits that are making a difference. Have you been to the Explore Area Nonprofits Room yet? If you're watching this program in full screen, press Escape so that you can see the additional options that are available to you. One of those is the Explore Area Nonprofits Experience Room, where you can see short videos about our area's organizations. Simply reach out to a nonprofit that appeals to you to get involved as a giver, advocate, or volunteer. Don't have a favorite nonprofit yet? Simply go to the United Way's website at liveunitedcentralohio.org. There you can pick an area you'd like to help, from fighting poverty to student success to helping with basic needs. And you'll find descriptions of the nonprofit organizations that are making a difference by addressing those issues. You'll find tips on volunteering with those United Way member organizations. You'll be able to donate to them directly. So join us in celebrating National Philanthropy Day and recognizing some amazing role models. Then be a philanthropist by getting involved in our local nonprofit community. It's simple. Give, advocate, or volunteer. You'll be glad you did.
Congratulations again to Cover My Meds for your support of our community. You are truly worthy of this award. All right, as we come to a close and finish the 2021 AFP National Philanthropy Day Awards, we have just one more left, and I like to say we saved the best for last. I hope you've gotten the message that you can be a philanthropist by giving much needed charitable gifts to nonprofits. But you can also be a philanthropist and have a huge impact by volunteering your time and sharing your talents. Our final award this evening is AFP Outstanding Volunteer Fundraising Award. It goes to my friend, my colleague, and my work wife, Monica Day.
I'm Katie Kramer, the Senior Philanthropy and Event Specialist for the Big Lots Foundation. The Big Lots Foundation believes in the power of philanthropy, which is why we are honored and proud to support AFP in this final recognition of the evening, the Outstanding Volunteer Fundraiser Award. It is my honor and pleasure to introduce this year's honoree, Monica Day. An East Side native, Monica calls attention to topics and organizations that might not otherwise get attention on television. Because of her commitment to raising awareness for these organizations and causes, she helps nonprofits raise more money and do more good than they would otherwise. She has partnered with BESA on their fundraising efforts, helping them raise more than $250,000 for their mission. Her efforts for Stuff the Backpack helped collect more than 70,000 backpacks for local students in our community. Her efforts for Firefighters for Kids helped collect $47,000 and 2 semi-trucks full of toys for 18,000 kids. And that's really just the tip of the iceberg. Monica has been involved with tons of organizations in our community, from the Ovarian Cancer Alliance of Ohio, to the Ronald McDonald House, to Harmony Project, to the Mid-Ohio Food Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Monica Day, AFP's Outstanding Fundraising Volunteer Awardee, sponsored by the Big Lots Foundation.
I learned about philanthropy in kind of an interesting way. You know, I watched my family. They were always very giving people. My mom always volunteered her time, like with the PTA. She was president of the PTA for a while, and you just always wanted to kind of help in the community. But the person that really struck me was Elvis. Now stay with me here. I was at Graceland, and there's a giant plaque that was given to Elvis in recognition of the money that he gave each year to various charities in Memphis, and it was like $100,000. And in the 1960s, That was a lot of money. And that was something that really struck me as a child, and it kind of stayed with me. The position that I'm in allows me to make an impact. And so to me, it's just doing what I should do, doing what I'm able to do. So really working at NBC4 and being given this platform has allowed me to do what I love to do, and that's help people and organizations that I believe in. As I hear about a mission that I really think is important or that resonates with me, I try to help them as much as I can. A prime example of that is BESA. When I first heard about BESA, I was at an event. I heard Matthew Goldstein talking about what they do, and I thought, wow, that is so cool. Harmony Project, the same thing. You know, I heard about Harmony, and then I got to know David Brown and work with some of the volunteers and the programs that they have, and I was blown away. The Ronald McDonald House is another group that I have loved for a long time. The Ovarian Cancer Alliance of Ohio, I came to realize that so many women didn't know the signs of ovarian cancer. They thought they were being screened annually for ovarian cancer, which of course we're not. And so that became a mission that I really kind of felt strongly about, to try to educate other women. I mean, there really are so many different organizations that I love and cherish, and hopefully other people feel the same way. Something that I would love to do, to be able to make large financial donations to organizations. That is not currently something that I can do, so I try to give as much as my time as I can. I think what's important is that people find an organization that they believe in, that they can relate to, and that they feel passionate about. Because when you have those things, you will give so much time and you'll get so much out of it. It doesn't take a lot of time, it doesn't take a lot of money, every little bit helps. I am philanthropic because it is a blessing to help others and have the opportunity to make a positive impact.
Hi, I'm Tiffany. AFP celebrates National Philanthropy Day every November. But the work to find the honorees starts right now. We are looking for people to recognize for sharing their time, talent, or treasure. You see, it's not about how much someone gives, but about how they make the world a better place, about how they share their heart. If you are inspired by someone, please nominate them for National Philanthropy Day Award. Send us a note at info@centralohioafp.org.
We hope that you're enjoying this wonderful National Philanthropy Day celebration. And do know that we have a soundtrack for you to enjoy your own party and enjoy your celebration. It's provided by Kevin Hagens, a wonderful jazz philanthropist, and you can access it by hitting one of the buttons down below, the one that's titled Music for Your Party. Enjoy!
But most of all, we want you to take action. Find a nonprofit whose mission speaks to you and get involved as a donor or volunteer. Go to the National Philanthropy Day website at npdcbus.org and click on the Take Action button. You'll find directions to a bunch of resources that will help you find a nonprofit you can help.
Hello, I'm Dan Sharp, Vice President of Community Research and Grants Management at the Columbus Foundation. There's a misnomer about philanthropy. All too often it's perceived as a measurement of the depth of your pocket or the zeros in your bank account. Wrong. Philanthropy, the word, means love of humanity, making it accessible to anyone who wants to change the world for the better in your own way, in our community, right here in Central Ohio. So be generous with your wisdom, your wealth, and your work. How to start? Simply reach out to a nonprofit that appeals to you in the areas you might be passionate about. That could be a specific neighborhood need or addressing daunting societal challenges often seen in the headlines. Don't yet have a favorite nonprofit? Here's 3 easy ways to connect. To find a volunteer opportunity, visit BESA.org, BESA.org. Many nonprofits that are looking for volunteers to help with are listed on that website. You'll make an immediate impact while building community. To find a nonprofit that needs your financial help, visit the Columbus Foundation's Giving Store, where more than 1,200 nonprofits around 11 counties in Central Ohio can be searched and sorted, or contribute to a crowdfunding campaign and find an organization and help them get to the finish line through the Better Together platform. Both of those can be found at columbusfoundation.org. Let's not forget our next generation, Seeds of Caring, an organization that provides in-person and at-home philanthropy opportunities for kids aged 2 to 12. They're building a kinder community. So thanks for all that you can do to be philanthropic, for the love of humanity.
It takes a village to put on a very special event like this. I am grateful to all the volunteers for generously giving of their time to recognize some amazing philanthropic role models. At this time, I invite you, our audience, to continue the celebration. Also below, there are buttons that will take you to the virtual photo booth, sponsored by Gettler & Associates. And we have a wonderful music channel so you can continue your celebration with some great tunes. By the way, there's a screen below and there's a button so you can make a tribute. You can honor some special organization or an individual that you feel is philanthropic. And when you do, we will let them know of your admiration. And any gift you make will go to help support nonprofit organization staff learn how to stimulate generosity through positive fundraising best practices.
It's been quite the night. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next year for the Big 3-0. Good night, everyone.
2022.
In 2022.
For 2022.
In 2022.
In 2022, United Way of Central Ohio's philanthropic ambition is to inspire the 39,000 donors that give to us to give more generously to our community.
In 2022.
In 2022.
In 2022.
2022, my philanthropic ambition is to stabilize and expand the projects and initiatives in My Project USA.
For 2022.
In 2022.
2022.
In 2022.
In 2022, my philanthropic ambition is to create a community where everyone belongs.
In 2022, my philanthropic ambition is to make a positive difference in the lives of people I don't even know, but who need help.
In 2022, my philanthropic ambition is to do more and to help organizations that I believe in get back to normal.
In 2022, we're looking forward to strengthening our impact, really focusing on the quality versus the quantity of those giving and volunteer opportunities.
In 2022, my philanthropic ambition is to continue to call attention to causes and organizations that are truly in need, especially since the pandemic.